Welcome back to Huang Xiangxian's 5 loosening exercises. This is going to be movement number 2. We are learning these out of order. Don't worry about it too much. It's just as we go along, the movements are going to compound. So this one has a pretty simple set of movements to it. It's a great way to get into the form once we have done movement 0, the preparatory exercise. In the preparatory exercise, we left off with our feet parallel, shoulder width apart, tall through the top of the spine, everything else hanging loosely off of that, shoulders just at our sides. From here, we're simply going to lift our wrists up, allowing our hands to be just a little bit loose, not totally flopped over, but just hanging just slightly loose. So it's the wrist, the top of the wrist, that's really going to lead this movement. So wrists come up first. Wrists come up. And from here, we're going to lead with the wrists again, pressing the wrist down, and our hands cross in front of our body. Left over right doesn't really matter, right over left doesn't matter, and they come up to form our little butterfly type thing. Though we're not actually going to lock. Our arms drop down again, leading with the wrists. Wrists pull up to the sides. Wrists lead again. Dropping down. Hands cross in front. Doesn't matter which way. I like to alternate. So each time through this, I change hands, one in front, one in back. But I'm also not super strict about it. If I happen to screw it up, I just keep going. So just leading with the wrists, allowing our arms to move smoothly as we can. And if I haven't brought it up already in this course or any of the other videos you've already watched, I am a huge proponent of the importance of imagination. And I want you to use your imagination here to give yourself a little feeling of something that is going to loosen and relax you. And that could be you're standing neck deep in warm Bahamian water, and your hands are just gently washing through the nice warm water, creating little ripples for yourself. Or you could imagine you were a giant heron floating through the sky, just ever so gently flapping your arms. You can imagine you're standing on a rock under a waterfall. I don't know why that image suddenly came to mind. But whatever we're doing, we're just slowly flapping our arms, leading with the wrist. When we start getting that feeling nice and loose and relaxed, I want to coordinate my breath with this. Breathe in, leading with the wrist. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And in and out. Smooth that out as much as you can. And once we've got that nice and smooth and coordinated with our breath, we're going to add on the next layer to this. And the next layer to this is going to be bending of the knees, slowly, bit by bit, incrementally, working our way down, millimeter by millimeter, with every single in or out breath. So everything is going to maintain that same alignment that we've been working on now. Our hips are going to stay nice and flat. We're going to be tall through the top of our spine, arms up. And as I breathe out, I'm going to bend my knees and my whole torso is going to drop about 1 millimeter. My hands cross. I breathe in, and as I breathe in, my knees bend and my torso drops about 1 millimeter. Drop 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 1 millimeter. And we just keep going down millimeter by millimeter until we hit that point where if I'm going to go down 1 more millimeter, I'm going to have to pitch my body forward. I'm going to feel my tailbone stick out as I try and get past that point where I need to fully squat down. So my bottom threshold, my bottom limit is that millimeter before I have to tip. So it's about getting straight down without compromising our structure in any way. Once we've hit the bottom, now I'm going to start ratcheting back up millimeter by millimeter. Every half breath, come up 1 millimeter, out breath, come up 1 millimeter, in breath, up 1 millimeter, out breath, up 1 millimeter, in breath, down 1 millimeter, or up 1 millimeter. Until I'm at the top. Once I've done a cycle, down and up, I go as many cycles as I want. You can do this form strictly as in I do 5 of each of these things, or 5 of these on this side, 5 of them on that side. You can set yourself a number for each one of these exercises. You can vary that number over the exercises. You can do these exercises individually and just set a timer, or when you really get into it and you've got the whole thing memorized, honestly, just do the preparatory exercise, start at movement 0, do it until you're like, yeah, I'm good. And then you move on to the next one, you do that one until, yeah, that feels good. And then you do the next one, so on and so forth. So there's no specific numbers or repetitions that you have to do or time limits you have to set. Just do what feels good. All right, had to make a cut in and out there. Something popped up on my screen, lost my train of thought. We weren't quite done yet. Okay, as we had been to the point where we had ratcheted our way down, and we were ratcheting our way back up, ratcheting our way down, ratcheting our way up, as many times as we like. The next stage of this is, rather than move in ratcheted steps, we want to change that descent and ascent into one smooth motion. Arms are still going to function exactly the same, so I'm still descending down, I'm still breathing out as I go down, and breathing in, and breathing out, and breathing in. Only now, rather than going in incremental steps, I'm dropping down as smoothly as I possibly can. And when I hit the bottom, I start moving up as smooth as I possibly can. So just that one little change, going from ratcheting steps to one smooth descent and back up. Now that descent is disconnected from what's going on with my arms. It's disconnected from what is going on with my breath. It is operating on its own clock, down and back up. So this exercise is supposed to be focused on translating loosening the body. And what I really take from that loosening the body is that I'm loosening the freedom of movement of the body. So this thing can happen, it can drop down, and it can come back up regardless of what's going on elsewhere. So this loosening, like the body, gets its own freedom of movement on top of anything else that's happening. So this is the loosening that I'm really going for with this particular exercise, loosening the body, freeing its restriction, enabling it to move slowly down and slowly up, regardless of what's going on. And that sort of detached coordination is going to be really important going forward in our Tai Chi applications. And I think that's probably why it's in here, as well as just being a really great exercise for starting to get our knees pumping, get our arms moving, and just getting nice and relaxed and loose. So the last stage that I like to add to this is to add a little bit of panache to it, a little bit of zazz, if you will. And we're just going to start off bringing our arms up, wrists up, and this time as we lead with the wrists, I'm going to give it just a little bit of energy. I'm going to give it a little bit of sass. I'm just going to go all right, just drop down. Right? I want to just give a little bit of looseness, a little bit of relaxation, freedom, a little bit of a whip to this, right? Just make this as loose as I possibly can. And again, use whatever visualization you like. Getting a kind of a slap going on here, this smack, smack. I don't know, maybe like you're tenderizing a steak or something. There's however you want to do it. Smack, 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 smack. You can do the double, getting the backhand in there. Double. Let the body move loose and free. And once you have that feeling, add that feeling back into your slowed down version of it. So this is just taking that same energy feeling of getting that real smack thing happening, that looseness, and just slowing that right down. Giving us a complete movement where we're smacking, slowly descending, all the way down and all the way up. So as I've already said, there's no set number or limit of minimums or maximums that you have to do for this particular exercise or any of these exercises. Just do what feels good. However, for smoothness in the form overall, I like to finish this exercise going down. And when I'm done, I let my hands come to rest on the sides of my thighs, and I want my knees bent down into a really good Ma-Bu horse stance, because this is where exercise number 3 starts. But that'll be the next video. We'll see you then.